Hi, welcome to this video of ConversionBox by Autonoware in batch conversion mode. The fastest, easiest and most accurate way of converting applications to Microsoft AppV that's available today. So let's open up ConversionBox and you'll see that on the first screen there's a suggestion to drag and drop a folder or a single MSI into ConversionBox, and that's about as simple as it gets. But initially, you'll want to go into the settings and set them up for your bespoke environment. So all you need to do is click on Settings and go to the AppV 5.0 and click here. And you'll see there's a number of settings which appear. I won't go through all of them, but I'll touch on some of the key ones. But all the information is within the help file that we provide with the software as well. So first of all, manual mode. This determines which mode is going to be, and you have two modes. It's manual mode and batch mode. So if we have it as false in manual mode, that is by default means that it is in batch conversion mode, which is the demo we're going to do today. And manual mode, if we have it on true, it means that each application will launch the Microsoft AppV sequencer at the end of each conversion, so that you can go in and do manual editing post sequence. But the most popular way is batch conversions. So literally all you need to do is drag and drop the folder of MSIs, leave it to run, walk away, do something else, and it'll go from application to application to application automatically. The next field here is halt on MSI error. This is a key one. We have built into the tool that you can either, when we see an MSI error, we can halt, stop, and go on to the next application. No license will be used. The way we license ConversionBox is on a per execution or per conversion basis. So if it's decided that you do want to halt an MSI error, then no license will be used, but we will provide a report to say what those errors are. But as I say, if you decide to go for false on halt on MSI error, it means that we will squeeze out as much as is possible within the application to be able to be converted. But in that case, a license does get used. Record installation, it means that we'll take screenshots as the application is being installed. We've also got a skip if file exists. For some customers, they have hundreds or even thousands of applications that they'll put through ConversionBox, and sometimes they may have numerous copies of the same application. If that does happen, then if you have this field on true, it means that we'll skip that application and move on to the next one. We've got that as part of the demo as well, so I'll show you that shortly. And some customers would like to know that if the application does have a shortcut that points to 16-bit executable, they want to ensure that gets bypassed as well. So we'll stop and we'll move on to the next application, so a license doesn't get used. So that if 16-bit isn't going to run in your Windows 7 or Windows 8 environment. We can, through our automated processes, be able to create a feature block as well, which isn't usually possible using any form of automation. And we'll take a screenshot using that. There's all the supported values for Windows 7 or Windows 8. We have, due to our vast experience within AppV, created what we feel is a very good templates to run as a default template. That will help with your conversions, but of course you can choose your own templates if you wish. And the last one I'll touch on here is that we can create an MSI, and particularly good for Microsoft SCCM environments as well. So let's click and save there. So literally it should only take you 5-10 minutes to go through the settings and save here and go into the convert screen. Now I've got a number of applications here in my folder, demo apps. Let's have a look and see what's in there. Well, first of all, let's drag those in and get that running. So I'll open up the folder, and you can see that within there are 3 MSIs. Also within folders there are MSIs, so for access there's the MSI amongst other elements too, and the same with Snagit. And there's also an application here, Adobe Install Reader, which is not an MSI. So as you can see, you can drag and drop and it will just pick out the MSIs, and it will bypass an application that isn't an MSI. So coming back to the right hand screen, you've got the names of the applications on the left hand side. We've got the progress bar to see how it's moving, and the specific task that's happening at that particular time. There's the result as to whether it's converted or not, and you'll see those coming up, and the amount of time it's taking per application, and that will come out in the reporting at the end as well, in a separate report tool. We also have these revolving screens which will show exactly what's happening during the sequencing process. So if you can see what's happening if you wish. You can double click and it will show exactly what's happening at any particular time. Just close out of that. And you'll see here as well that we've got Discoverer that we've dragged across. So I'm going to show you now the temp folder, which is our output folder, and you'll see that earlier today I have already sequenced or already converted Discoverer. So you'll see that once we finish with BBC Ticker, it will skip past Discoverer very quickly, because it'll notice that we have already sequenced that application. So and that's purely because we had skip if we've already converted an application in the settings. So as you can see, there's the @b file. We've created an MSI because we had true on the MSI creation setting, and all the other elements that you'd expect to see with the creation of an @b application. But also within the logs, we've got launch screens. So this is where we take a snapshot of dialogues that are happening as we're installing an application. So as we see here, we can run through each of these 4 screenshots that show Discoverer actually launching. So we'll come out of that. And we also provide the MSI verbose login. So this is all done in real time. So you can see the timestamps. If you want to really go down into the forensics, this is particularly useful if you have if there are any errors. You can go in and really discover any issues that are coming out with applications, and that's provided even if we're not using up a license. If we come up with the halt on MSI error, as we mentioned earlier, and we also provide the token as well. So if we go back, and you'll see that this is moving in real time. So we've created the folder for BBC Ticker, and we can open that, and this will start populating as we move through. And you can see here that the deployment config file, and it's now got to the point of being converted, and that's taken, where are we? So 4 minutes and 7 seconds to convert BBC Ticker for @v, and it took 1 second to recognize that Discoverer had already been converted, and it skips past, and no license was used for Discoverer. And now we're on to WinRAR. So as we move forwards, WinRAR will start creating a folder for WinRAR, as you can see here, and that all happens, as I say, in real time. Now we could sit here and watch all of these applications convert, but through the wonders of modern technology, I'm going to stop now and we'll come back and show the results of these applications once they're done. So here we are coming to the end of the final conversion, and you can see that we have WinRAR took 3 minutes 17, Snagit was 5 minutes 4, and we're going through the process with Access. And you can see that the folders here have been populated as well. So within WinRAR, the launch screens, the MSI, and the token. Similarly with BBC Ticker, if you look at the launch screens for BBC Ticker, it will show you the actual headlines that are happening as they happen. So it's quite a good one to show. And if we look back at Access, you can see this is going through the process now, and very shortly this application will have finished, and it will be ready. Whilst we're doing that, I will kick off Reporter and show you what we actually have showing in the reports. And you'll see there's a little tab at the top. Click on that and click on version 5, and that will show you exactly what we've just been going through. And it was a little bit slow because we're running a video, but you can see here that Discoverer was done earlier today, and it says that it was the conversion result was a green installation test, the Windows 7 test. Now the AppV, we have that as a red because, and this is something that we do tests for, to show that because we actually install the application on our VM, we don't just check for the files, we check for the files, and we check for whether they actually show during installation. And COM+ can certainly be one of those elements which it can't be virtualized for AppV, and quite often during a check of a flat file it won't show. It'll only come during boot time, and we can determine whether it's actually coming up in boot time. That's why we have the 2 columns for COM+ services and drivers. And in this case, because we have services, that would normally mean that you can't convert this particular application for AppV. But because we have that there wasn't halt on an MSI error, we can squeeze as much out of that application as we can. So there are other things that we check for as well. So we'll check for 64, 32, and 16-bit files. And if there are hard-coded errors, you can see here that for Access, we do detect a hard-coded error, and for Windows 7 64-bit test, we have that as an amber because we can't determine for sure whether those extensions are actually available or not. So we'll have that down as an amber. Because we've got the services in there, then that will show up as a red for the AppV test. But we can squeeze this out and launch Access. So there isn't it's not an application that has a problem. So that can be a successfully launched application. So this is the reporting that you get, and we have a little look back here. You can see that those applications have now been finished, and if I refresh the screen, there we have Access, which is there too. So yeah, absolutely. All the applications have been finished. We provide the output folder and the installation folder as well. So for reporting, you can export those this to Excel, but very importantly as well, you can actually right-click anywhere, and this is what happens if you have if you were to provide this within, if you decided, for example, to halt on MSI error, you could then decide that you are going to convert it and provide a selected application and try and squeeze out as much as possible, even after you've gone through the process of finding out that an application does have errors, if you decide to that the errors aren't that critical. With Snagit, you can see that there is an application which does have a problem, but because we had halt on MSI error not on, we have squeezed as much as possible out of that application. So that concludes the demonstration of ConversionBox. I hope you can see the value of what it can bring you and how quick and easy it is to use. Just drag and drop a folder, walk off and do something else, and come back and you can convert on average around 300 applications per day. So it's very, very fast, very accurate, and we tend to find that there are way in excess of 60% of MSIs can be converted using this tool. So if you would like any further information, please do look at our website, and you can contact us. We're at autonoaware.com, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thanks very much.